Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Addicted to Gear. My name is Tony. Today we're looking at this sweet pedal. It's called the 68 Pedals King of Cologne. Now those of you who are pedal aficionados might recognize what pedal this one is trying to clone or emulate. So if you are a fan of clones, this one is definitely one to check out. If you have any kind of dilemma, moral dilemma about clones, and you don't feel right about buying a clone, that's up to you. There's a lot of cloning going on, amp circuits, pedal circuits, so at the end of the day, I really don't have a big problem with it. As long as what you're getting is well made and sounds great, I'm okay with it. So today we're talking about this pedal, and it is a heck of a pedal. I've been playing with it for a couple of weeks, and I've been trying it both in my studio and in a live situation, and the amount of different tones you can get out of this thing is mind-boggling. Let me explain to you how it works. It's basically two pedals in one, two sides of the pedal, which you can use either individually or together. You can mix them up. And you can basically determine whether or not you want to use one side of the pedal as a clean boost or an overdrive or a distortion. And the same goes for the other side. So you can basically mix and match and say you want to have a clean boost on one side and then an overdrive on the other side, or an overdrive and a distortion or two distortions. It's really up to you. So I'll put up a gut shot of the unit so you can see the internal components, and I was very, very impressed by the quality of the components. They all look really high quality. The unit looks very well put together. It's not stuff that I'm accustomed to seeing from stuff overseas, because usually they cut corners. Well, this builder is not cutting corners, take it from me. The unit is very well built indeed. And what's really cool about it is it also has internal dip switches, 4 of them, which will allow you to choose what you want to have on either side of the pedal. So you can choose clean, distortion, 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 whatever you want to have, overdrive. You can actually choose which side of the pedal has which. You also have little dip switches for both sides of the pedal, normal or high output, so you can choose what you want to have. And then there's also a trim pot for both sides that you can also adjust the output level. Okay, so in terms of flexibility, this one definitely checks all the boxes. Now, speaking of boxes, the actual enclosure is powder coated. I can see that because it has the paint is a little bit ripply, and that's usually an indication that it's powder coated. So it should definitely last the wear and tear of having it on your board. The enclosure has screws in the back, so you can't open it very easily without a screwdriver, but it reminds me of the old MXR enclosures, which basically were built like tanks. Even the knobs on the front of the unit remind me of the old MXR knobs. The switches are super high quality as well. You can plug in an 8-volt adapter, the typical ins and outs on the back of it. You can also put in a battery if you don't like to have direct power to your pedals. So anyone that's familiar with the MXR type pedals know how good quality these enclosures are. You can probably throw it at someone and knock them out without any worries about damaging the enclosure. So enough about the enclosure. Let's talk about what we came here for today, guys. You want to hear what it sounds like. So I'm going to put this on my pedal board and I'm going to play it through a Gibson Les Paul. I'm going to be playing it through my Friedman Dirty Shirley, which is not an extremely clean amplifier. I mean, it's on the verge of breakup. That's how I'm playing it. I'm not playing on the high gain. I'm playing it on the low gain. Verge of breakup, typical Marshall style amplifier. I'm going through a 412 cabinet loaded with Celestion 65s, and I'm recording everything with a fathead ribbon microphone. So that basically makes you understand what the signal chain is. So let's get to it. Let's hear what this baby sounds like. So there you go, guys. That was the 68 pedals King of Cologne. I tried to play a variety of different settings for you. I was actually playing overdrive and distortion in that clip so that you know, just so that you know what was going on. Overdrive, distortion, I was using the lower, I think the low output for the overdrive, high output for the distortion, okay? To me, it sounds great. It really has a lot of tonal range, and it could easily knock off 3 of my current pedals off of my pedal board with just this one pedal. And I really don't have any issues with it in terms of reliability, because it really does seem to be well built. So I know it's not going to fail, you know. As a matter of fact, I like this pedal so much that I contacted the builder, and I have another pedal lined up from 68 Pedals, which is also a clone, and we're going to check that one out in a couple of days. So stay tuned for that. If you like what you're hearing, I'll post the link to where you can get this pedal if you're interested in checking it out. It's still a very affordable pedal. It's a steal compared to the original, and if you don't have the money for the original, guys, there's other options out there, so don't hesitate, all right? So that's it for now. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe. There'll be more stuff coming your way. Hit the little bell icon so that you'll be notified whenever I post something new like this review, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again for the next one. So guys, stay tuned, keep rocking, and see you on Addicted to Gear. See you soon.